So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games, and with Dark Neostorm's official release just around the corner in terms of recording this video, and as well as all the sneak peeks, everything coming out, I'm profiling to you guys a brand new take on DDD. Now, this incorporates the orcust engine, so you can call it DDD orcust, DD orcust, whichever you want to call it. It basically uses the DD cards to facilitate two monsters on the board to help you go straight into your orcust combos while still keeping in some DD elements in there. You can still synchro and you can still fusion. I'll explain how the while keeping in these options benefits the deck, as well as how you can get into these extra pieces. I'll explain to you the ratios and everything, and as well as a quick one card. So you start off with one, but you need something to discard, so you could call it 1.5 card combo that facilitates your complete orcust combo, which ends in triple negate as well as a rank 8 on board, or as well as your your Phantom Knight Link monster. So with all that said and done, let's get into it. This is a really cool deck. I've done a few test hands with this, and the test hands always end with at least 3 negates, and the either rank A or Orcust Link 2, as well as your Phantom Knights, always ends with that. So with all that said and done, let's get into it. Starting off with Triple Kepler. He is one of your one card cards to go into full on combo, as well as Copernicus. Triple of him. These two are detrimental, like really important to the deck. These are your DDs that go into full on Orcust combo. And to run DD monsters, I'm playing 2 Latimeres and 1 Necro Slime. These are part of your combo as well, and as I'll explain when I get to the combo. So that's it for the DD monsters. Moving on to the Orcust monsters, I'm playing 2 Heart Horrors as well as 2 Symbol Skeletons. I like 2 in terms of the Orcust engine. I like to play 2 of each, just that I always have 1 in deck, and they always by having multiple copies, it means when you're going to later games, if they're trying to force you into the grind game, you can do the grinding game. You can go into things like Topologic Bomber to help you in the grinding game. You can go into things like Borlo Dragon to help you into the grinding game. These big link monsters that you can help make by having multiples of these helps you in those grinding games. Bomber can blow up the boards. Borlo can steal. All these kind of things. Bomber can also do burn damage as well. Help you get back in the terms of life points. So having multiples of these helps you go into those, helps you out of those positions. I'm also playing 2 of the Orcust Nightmare. I think 2 is really important because you need 1 in your deck to go up with your mermaid play, as well as being a level 7 helps you go into a level 8 synchros with the extra copy of Lamia in the deck, because feasibly you just need the 1 Lamia to do on full combo. If you open with it, it still is pretty much full on combo. You can still do it, but having the extra Lamia in there with the extra Nightmare in the deck, as well as something else in the extra deck, you can go into your synchro plays by just literally making a mermaid. This is really good. And I'm playing the 1 wand. The 1 hasn't come up yet, but I'm just trying it out just to see how it goes. You know, it's just literally there for tech choice. You can take it out, guys, if you want to. I'm also playing 1 of each of the Phantom Knights. These are really important to help you get 2 of your negates on board into forms of 2 fog plays. So you're playing 1 of each because they both fulfill certain things, but they both do pretty much the same thing. They get you into that thing. And I'm boxing 3 Ash Blossoms. All of my Ash Blossoms are in other decks at the moment, but these 3 cards can be essentially any hand traps that you want that fulfills your needs and requirements. I just said Ash Blossoms because it is simple, it is really generic, it just helps with all matchups. You know, every deck pretty much searches, every deck pretty much draws, every deck pretty much special summons through a card effect. So Ash Blossom is really good for that. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to spells. Gate. You're playing a DD engine or any form of DD deck, you play Gate. You play Gate F3 because Gate gets you into anything that you want in terms of your combo as well as your DDs. I'm playing 2 Babbles and 1 Enzymes. This is probably something that a lot of people would disagree with in forms of a orcust engine, but I just like to have multiples of this because this is the one you want to see. This is the one that lets you use all of your cards as quick effects. Yep, so you can use them all as quick effects. So I like to have 1 extra copy. I can either search it off the link 2 if I need to, or if I like to have basically in terms of this card, I like to have it as an option to open with it. If I can open with it, it means that my orcust link 2 can just search the trap. It doesn't have to search this if I open with it, which is really good. And I like the enzymes because if you do open with it, it means that no matter what your opponent does, you're going to fill your graveyard up with orcust that you could just use, and in combo with the field spell, they all become quick effects. This also enables me the option for the bomber, quote unquote, the bomber lock, where you've got all your monsters, orcust quick effects that you can constantly revive and just summon to the field, triggering off your bomber, so that way your opponent cannot gain control of the board in terms of monsters. Obviously, the 1/1 you're playing is essentially a 4th copy of Kepler, and in terms of 4th copy of Gate. 1 Foolish Burial to dump anything that I engrave I need. Triple Allure. Everything in here is dark, and we don't mind banishing the orcust monsters and our spare copies of the DD monsters as well. 1 copy Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn. It helps use central combos. 1 copy of the World Challenge Succession. This has an additional use in forms of attack, which I'll explain in terms of the extra deck. To add up the spells, 3 copies of Call by the Grave, because everything, your whole combo revolves around searching, so you don't want your opponent ashing you. If you can stop that ash, your opponent, essentially your combo is going to go. And to run up the main deck in the forms of trap cards, 2 Foul Plays and 1 of the orcust Crescendo. 1 of the new orcust traps cards, which literally makes the whole orcust combo even better. Before it was just before it was really good, you know, getting those links onto the board and going up with all the things that you could just do, you know, all orcust things. But with that trap card now, you have a searchable negate in the forms of the orcust deck itself. Just trying to organize this nicely. That way, when I go to the combo, I know where pretty much everything is. There we go. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. For the non-links, as there's a proxy in here as well, which I'll explain what it is. 1 DDD Oracle King Diarch, 1 Siegfried, 1 Savage, and the Kali-Yuga in the form being my supplement for the orcust Ningirsu Link rank 8. These are the only non-links that you play in the deck. Everything else is linked, and they all facilitate certain purposes, which is really good. So moving on to links, we have the 1 Bolo Dragons. Can be Bowl Sword if you want to. I was going with Bolo just because I have spares. Because I'm collecting Bolos because I love Bolos so much. So I have so many Bolos. All my decks can use it. But again, this can be Bowl Sword. 1 Topologic Bomber because it goes very well with the orcust. And I'm checking in the Orchestron link 4. This can be anything else you want as well. This can be taken out for the Bowl Sword as well. And that way you have Bowlode and Bowl Sword as an option. The 1 Longirsu for the link 3, as well as the Westy Bardiche, really important. 2 copies of Galatea. You need 2 copies because if 1 doesn't go off, you've got 1 spare, as well as 1 does go off, you've got 1 spare still to go into. The 2 Nightmare Link 2, Cerberus and Phoenix. You can play Unicorn as well if you want to. but I had to make the extra room because of 2 copies of Mermaid. 2 copies of Mermaid to me is important for this deck because, again, just like with Galatea, if one doesn't go off, you have one spare, and if one does go off, but your board does get outed or something like that, you have one to go into your help you get out your second copy of Orcust Nightmare. Being a level 7 monster, you can then summon your Lamia and go into a Savage Dragon, which you'll have a link 3 in graveyard at the very least, in the forms of Rusty Bodies, which you then can equip. Savage gets really big. Savage can beat over something, and then you have a negate on board as well. So there is reasons to my madness for this deck. So I pretty much just explained why these 2 are in here in the extra deck. Savage to get big and having negates, and Siegfried is in here to keep the DD theme in here as well, while also just being a big negate as well that you can go into. But the Arc is in here for the purpose of being a easy level 7 to go into via your Necro Slime. Necro Slime is a good discard fodder as well for your combo. Literally, in the test hands I was having, I was opening up with Necro Slime and I'm thinking, perfect, I now have a discard for my Nightmare, which I want to be in graveyard. And I can go off with a fusion play. But also, with this new burn deck going around, with the field spell, I can't remember what the field spell is, but the big burn deck that's going around, you have a card to go into. This is a continuous effect, so the field spell doesn't negate it, and then that way that deck can just literally sit there. Your opponent can literally just sit there and do nothing, while they have nothing in the main deck to outbeat 2800 attack. And you can just sit there and you can just laugh at them. It's like, cool, burn me, try. I'm just going to get big. I'm just going to get my life points big and high, and you can't do anything about it. So that's it for the deck. I'm just going to go show off the literal 1 card combo, or 1.1 combo. So I'm going to put both of these here because they both can do the combo. I'm going to use the other one as a discard. So if you want to go with the combo in terms of Kepler, you would normal summon Kepler. This is in your hand, and you search your gate. You would then play your gate, and then gate search is Lamia. You will now use Lamia's effect to send the gate on the field to grave. Summon herself. You now have 2 monsters in the field with different names. Perfect. You can now banish the Lamia, put the Kepler into your extra deck, and link summon into any Nightmare of your choice. Nightmare now goes away and goes into Mermaid. Mermaid discards the 1 card in your hand to summon out your Orcust level 7. You then link those 2 away. Go into Galatea. Galatea, you now use your Orcust Nightmare's effect to banish it itself, targeting this, sending your Heart Horror to graveyard. Galatea gets a little boost, but it doesn't matter. You now use Galatea's effect to target your banished level 7, shove that back into your deck, setting the trap. Or you can set the field spell. It's completely up to you. I just like to set the traps because I know that then I have it set ready to go if I need to. You now use your Heart Horror's effect to banish that. Summon your Symbol Skeleton. Link these 2 into Rusty Bodies. The Rusty Bodies effect activates, sending a Phantom Knights from deck to graveyard to set Fogblade. And now you can use your Phantom Knights effect to banish itself, adding a trap to hand, setting that. So, you have 1.5 card in your hand, basically 1 Kepler plus a card to discard. You've got 3 negates, and then you can also have this live by banishing the Symbol Skeleton from graveyard to summon Galatea. So now this is live, or if you wanted to, you can turn that Galatea into the Orcust rank 8, which then its effect activates, adding one of these to it as an overlay unit. So you can equip your Heart, and then that's live. So you've got this guy here, you've got 2 negates here. This isn't live at the moment, but again, as I said, it's an option. You can just keep Galatae there. So now this is live, you've got 3 negates. But that was just with Kepler, if you wanted to summon Kepler. What if you opened with Gate and you wanted to use its effect? So, you know, if you just opened up with Gate and any other card in your hand, what can you do? Well, you just activate Gate. Gate adds Copernicus. You then normal summon Copernicus. Copernicus' effect activates, sending a DD from deck to graveyard or Dark Contract. You send Lamia to graveyard. Lamia is in your graveyard. You send Gate to grave. Special summon Lamia. And again, you have 2 monsters on the field with different names. And you just go on full on combo. So that, guys, is the deck and a combo tutorial guide thing, what you want to call it. And I hope you all enjoyed it. This is a really cool deck, really fun deck. I really do like the Orcust as a whole, as an engine, and the ability to abuse Topologic Bomber is one of the biggest reasons why I like the deck as well. And you all guys know I love DDs. So when I found this out, I didn't even find it online. Like, from as far as my knowledge goes, I haven't seen anyone play DDs like this. I just literally came up with it at the top of my head. So the fact that I've managed to incorporate one of my favourite archetypes in the game with an archetype that I'm really starting to like, with the abuse that it can do, I just had to build it, test it, and profile it to you guys if it worked, which it did. So, as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Dad here with YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.